Yo, what's good, everybody, man? It's the boy, the boy, the one and only Moody was here. Yes, I am here, man. I just decided to hop on here. I was up in here reading the Bible, and then, I just felt the call to hop on here and just read with you guys and just share what I'm reading. Just had an opportunity to, like, fellowship with people as I hope to do in this encounter. Um, I'm going to be trying to do a couple of different things in order to help with um, displaying the scriptures as I'm reading. I don't know all the words all the time, so if I stumble through something, charge it to the head, not the heart. You hear me? But let me try to first try to get this figured out on my phone as I'm also starting recording. This maybe give people opportunity to come in and start watching. Like I said, I'm just gonna read a little bit of Job. Like I said, it's reading Job, you see how hot he was about his suffering, and like I said, I know a lot of people when it comes to like mental health, we are in that same lane to where we're like, we hot, we mad, we angry, we want to see some type of change, we want to see some type of a difference in our life and things that we're doing in order to kind of keep progressing. But like sometimes it just ain't happening. Then like I said, you hot at God, mad at God, can be 30 at God, and like I said, Job, he really wanted some answers, some justification for all his long suffering. So that's what I'm finna read from, just where I was like left off at, Joe. This is not no um what's the word I'm looking for? This isn't wasn't planned and this is not structured, so I'm just going at it. And I also got some chicken that I'm cooking right now in the stove. So at some point I gotta get up and get that chicken. You hear me? Let me see. But also like I said, I'm gonna try to like just um figure out what I need to do to share my other screen. I'm trying to this is also a learning moment for me. Trying to learn how to use this application that I used in order for like the podcast and try to like figure out ways in order to like do better with that. So this is also me trying to like test out some things, because I want to keep being able to bring quality um, product content, whatever you call it, to you guys whenever I hop on here. So yeah, man, I'm just sitting up here trying to mess with this, but like I said, about to get into Job, talking about that being angry at God and what that looks like in our lives. And I think I got this right, and this should come up. And that should come up. All right, I'm finna like just go straight into it because I'm afraid that I might somehow mess it up if I don't. So here we go. Let's try. Hey, here we go. All right, here we go. And then Job replied, "Doubtless, you are the only people who matter, and wisdom will die with you. But I have a mind as well as you. I'm old. My bad. You know what, guys? Like I told you, it's not scripted. I'm gonna start over. Job 14, chapter 14. If you do wanna, no, excuse me, chapter. Wait, what chapter is this? Chapter 12. Job 12, starting at 1, starting over. Like I said, we're just going with the flow. All right. Then Job said, "Doubtless you are the only people who matter, and wisdom will die with you. But I have a mind as well as you. Am I not inferior to you, that does not know all these things? I have become a laughing stock to my friends, though I called on God and he answered, a mere laughing stock, though righteous and blameless. Those who are at ease have contempt for misfortune as the fate of those whose feet are slipping. The tents of the matterers are undisturbed, and those who provoke God are secure, those God have in his hand. But I asked the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? And his hands is the life of every creature, and the breath of all mankind. Does not the ear test words, as the tongue tastes food? Is it not wisdom found amongst the age? Does not long life bring understanding? To God belongs wisdom and power, counsel and understanding are his. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. Those he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the water, there is drought, and if he let them loose, they devastate the lands. To him belongs strength, and in sight both deceived and deceivers are his. His leaders rulers away with stripes and makes the fools of judges. He takes off the shackles put on by kings and ties on a loincloth around their waist. He leads priests away striped and overthrows officials long established. He silences the lips of the trusted advisors and takes away the discernment of the elders. He pours contempt on nobles and disarms the mighty. He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings out of the darkness into the light. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges nations and despairs them. He deprives the leaders of the earth of their reason. He makes them wander in a trackless waste. They grope at the darkness with no light. He makes them stagger like drunkards. You feel me? That's where we at right now. Like I said, this is where I started listening at. Initially, I wasn't like picking up on like the vibe of it at first, and then I started realizing I'm like, yo, this is an intense conversation that he's like, like he's really passionate about what he's saying. I could feel like the intensity of the moment. So I was like, you know what, let me keep diving into it a little bit more because I just started reading it just like randomly. It was just something I just on my phone, and then I just came across it and just go from there. A lot of times, whenever I have like no plans of like reading about or anything like that. I just come across something, and then that's what like sparks my interest. And let me go look at this something real quick just to kind of see what that says and go from there. So somehow I know I started with the seven spirits of the Lord, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I started at, and this is how I ended up here. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm about to go check this chicken in a minute though. But we're gonna go ahead and go into Job's 13 and go from there. Let's hop back into it. My eyes have seen all this. My ears have heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. Am I not inferior to you? But I desire to speak to the Almighty and to argue my case with God. You, however, smear me with lies. You are worthless positions, all of you. All of you will altogether silence. For you, that would be wisdom. Hear now my argument. Listen to the pleas of my lips. Will you speak wickedly on God's behalf? Will you speak deceitfully for him? Will you show him partially? Will you argue the case for God? Would it turn out well if he examines you? Would you deceive him as you might deceive a mortal? He would surely call you to account if you secretly showed partially. Would not his splendor terrify you? Would not the dread of him fall on you? Your maxims are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of clay. Keep silent. Let me speak, then let come to me what may. Where do I put myself in jeopardy and take my life in my hands? Oh, excuse me. Why do I put myself in jeopardy and take my life in my hands? Though he slays me, yet will I hope in him. I will surely defend my ways to his face. Indeed, this will turn out on my own deliverance, for no godly person will dare come before him. Listen carefully to what I say. Let my words ring in your ears. Now that I have prepared my case, I know I will be vindicated. Can anyone bring charges against me? If so, I will be silent and die. Only grant me these two things, God, and then I will not hide from you. Withdraw your hand from me and stop frightening me with your terrors. Then summon me, and I will answer. Or let me speak, and you reply to me. How many wrongs and sins have I committed? Show me my offenses, my sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you torment a wind-blown leaf? Will you chase after dry chaff? For you write down bitter things against me and make me reap the sins of my youth. You fasten my feet in shackles. You keep close watch on all my paths by putting marks on my soles and my foot. So man wastes away like something rotten, like a garment eaten by moths. Hey, it's getting real up in there now. You hear me? My boy said, listen, God, hey, he out there on a block like this. Yo, what's popping? Man, you need to talk. We need to have a conversation. We need to like have a sit down. You hear me? Hey, Job talking like the episode of Mario when he had to sit everybody at the table. Let them know. Bring the big dog out. He said, listen. Yo, man, that's like a very intense like moment when it comes to like the like I said, as he's like closing it in or whatever, he's just like, let me know what I'm doing, put me, tell me what I have done to deserve the suffering, essentially. Like, let me show me something. Show me somebody else who ain't like, ain't going through the same path as I am. And then, man, just the opportunity for him to just like really be straight up with him. Like, he was straight up with God. He was telling me how I feel. He wasn't backing away from him. He was not like taking his anger nowhere else. He wasn't being passive. He was coming straight at him, letting him know, I got a bone to pick with you, God. And hey, Hey, that takes something, that takes something to like go straight up to God and tell him like, I got a problem with you, not being passive about it, just being straight up. A lot of times I feel like speaking for myself, I know there's times that I've been passive aggressive towards like my peers and people that I've been around just because I'm angry at God about something. So they getting everybody else getting the wrath for something that I ain't even went and addressed to God yet. And that's something that, with Job, I'm looking at like, yo, one that lets you know he really believes in God and the sense of like, I'm coming to you. He ain't like going nowhere else but to who he knows is there and who's gonna be listening to him in them ears. So that's one thing. I know it's in that moment of anger, man. That also is a reflection of his like certainty of God, of his existence, and that he is in control of his life, even with like in control of life, and he's in control of this suffering that's going on. So that's part of why, like I said, it was so intense to where he knows God is in control. So he's looking at the situation to where like, why are you allowing this to go down to me? And I don't know, I haven't done nothing to the extent that where it should be to this magnitude that he was going through type deal. So listen, I'm about to go check on my chicken, and I'll be right back. So if y'all just want to stay on, y'all can. I'm gonna put something. Let me try to like put something on the screen, or something. Put in something in the comments. I'll be back. I'm finna. If I could, welcome to the show. That'll work. I'll be right back. Gotta go get some chicken. All right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I was looking for. I was looking for my laptop, but I cannot find it right now. Hashtag bomber. Hashtag can't find my laptop right now. All right, so anywho, we can go ahead and read like one more, but I really want to find my laptop so that way if anybody's interacting, I can sit up there and we can talk, have a discussion or something of that matter. But I do not know where my laptop is at right now. But I'm gonna keep surveying the room. Plus, like I said, the chicken out. Got to get that chicken here in a minute. And yeah, we're just gonna keep looking. I'm gonna get back in there. I gotta get everything back reset again. And like I said, we'll just keep rolling with it, man. Keep discussing. Like I said, just kind of seeing what this looks like in the word. Just hopping on here, no plans, no structure. I'm gonna somehow try to figure out how to get on Facebook. Man, where is my laptop? I just gotta remember my laptop. Listen, I'm gonna be right back again. I can't see if anybody's looking because I'm connected to like the software in regards to like the Switch app. So I'll be right back. right, y'all. I can't find the laptop, so we just gonna have to get back into it. I can't find a laptop, so it's all good though. We're just gonna keep back into it. Maybe I can try to hop on Facebook real quick while I'm on phone. I'm in no rush, so there's no reason to me be rushing. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna see if maybe I can like figure out. You know what? Forget it. If somebody come in, I'll figure it out later. We finna get back into it, yo. Like I said, we're reading Job, if I'm saying that correctly, and I gotta hop back on sharing my screen again. And then we go on to the next chapter. Like I said, I just had no plans of doing this at all. Just hopped in and just started doing it, you know. Just started reading it because, like I said, when I was just reading it alone, it was really like speaking to me in a way that I figured out, you know what, let me get on here, share it with somebody else, and go from there. So I'm about to hop back, share screen again. Once again, I do apologize as I'm trying to figure this out for the first time, as I'm trying to like control the switching on the screen. I'm doing a little bit too much explaining to y'all. Y'all just bear with me. You hear me? Just bear with me. And we got this screen share. Start that. All right, and I want to do this display. And I want to go back here, here. I'll do that, and bam, there we go. We back at it again. All right, let's go. Let's keep rolling. Job 15, and it says, then Eliphaz, the Temanite replied, would a wise person answer with empty notions or fill their belly with a hot east wind? Would they argue with useless words, with speeches that have no value? Do you even undermine pity and hinder devotion to God? Your sin prompts your mouth. You adopt the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, not mine. Your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man ever born? Were you brought forth before the hills? Did you listen to God and on? Did you listen on God's counsel? Did you have a monopoly on? Do you have a monopoly on wisdom? What do you know that we do not know? What insight do you have that we do not have? The gray-haired and the aged are on our sides, men even older than your father. Are God's consolations not enough for you? Words spoken gently to you. Why has your heart carried you away? And why did your eyes flash? So that you vent your rage against God and pour out such words from your mouth. What are the mortals? That they could be poor, pure, or those born of women, that it could be righteous. If God places no trust in his holy ones, if even the heavens are not pure in his eyes, how much less mortal are vile and corrupt who drinks up evil like water? Listen to me and I will explain to you. Let me tell you what I've said. What the wise have declared, how they nothing received from their ancestors, to whom alone the land was given when no foreigners moved among them. All his days the wicked man suffered torment. The ruthless man through all the years stored up for him. Terrifying sounds fill his ears. When all seems well, murders attacked him. He despairs of escaping the realms of the darkness. He is marked for the sword. He wanders about for food like vultures. He knows the days of darkness is at hand. Distress and anguish fill him with terror. Troubles overwhelm him like a king poised to attack, because he shakes his fist at God and vaults him against the Almighty, defiantly charging against him with a thick, strong shield. Though his face is covered with fat and his waist bulges with flesh, he will inhibit ruined towns and houses where no one lives, houses crumbling to rubble. He will no longer be rich, and his wealth will not endure, nor will his possessions spread over the land. He will not escape the darkness, a flame which whether his shots in the breath of God's mouth will carry him away. Let him not deceive himself by trusting what is worthless, for he will get nothing in return. Before his time he will welter, and his branches will not flourish. He will be like a vine stripped of its unripe grapes, like an olive tree shedding its blossom. For the company of the godless would be burning in the fire would consume the tents of those who love brides. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. The womb fashions deceit. Mm, mm. Intense. Listen, intense conversation. I'm gonna have to definitely do some background, more reading on it. I'm not even gonna lie, I haven't done the research behind it in regards to like the conversation. I feel like based on a little bit that I was able to kind of look at, glimpse at, that it was this is kind of like a conversation between Job and his friends are kind of telling him like, there's got to be a reason essentially why you're going through all this suffering. Like there's no way that you're just suffering just because. And man, that's like so major when it comes to uh, people in your inner circle, friends, and people of that matter. We always look at a certain level of logic. Like there's got to be a logical answer to everything. So when there are times that you are going through like storm after storm after storm after storm after storm, most times we first tell ourselves, "Yo, it's got to be a reason I'm going through this," and then definitely if you can find some people, like I said, ain't nothing like you can find the people, ain't nothing wrong with it, but they are definitely like, man, it gotta be something. It gotta be something. Ain't no way you going through this. Like you, something going on, something you done did that you like definitely. This is the reason you're going through it, and you can be like, bro, that's nothing, bro. There ain't no way. There's no way that I've done something, and you be dead ass. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I've done to like amount to this level of suffering that I'm going through, and that conversation turns out a conversation between your friends. So that's what I'm saying. Even as friends, we have that obligation or responsibility, and be careful with our words and just that passing that judgment that like there's gotta be a reason that you're going through it. Keep digging deeper. And sometimes it ain't no reason, just what it is. The darkness falls on, like I said, everyone alike, and that's kind of the thing with Job. He was like really getting it though. He was like part of his whole cosmic wager for like something of that matter, you know what I mean? So it's like, whole different level of suffering, whole different level of realness when it came to that conversation. He was like expressing himself, and like I said, I know we always been a bunch of us been angry at God, but we ain't never just went straight to him because one, we scared, and we scared, and let's just go ahead and say what it is. We scared, so like you gotta think. You go to somebody like Joe was bringing smoke. That's what I'm saying. Like he like when you really read that, bro, he was bringing smoke. He wasn't like coming up to like, hey God, hey, hey, I know I'm suffering down here. Yeah, no big deal type of that. He was like, bro, no, he on the door like, yo, like open up, boy. I'm trying to get at you real quick, God. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect me say God, boy, but like he on some like type of energy, like you finna see me. Like I'm about that. Like I'm on 10, he on 10. Like, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's okay to be angry with God. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And all of us, like I said, we get passive aggressive. We angry at God, then we just take it out on everybody else. I'm speaking for myself. I ain't gonna say everybody. I'm speaking for myself. Where I know after reading this and just looking back, thinking about how many times I've been angry with God, and then everybody else hadn't to feel that though. I'm putting my anger on everybody else versus who is so be directed towards, and that's God. And you know what I'm saying? And that's up to me to like man up and go talk to him and say something to the way I want to like address it, and not just kind of sugarcoat and beat around the bush with it. So just one of those things where, man, I applaud Joe, man. He went in there, said what he needed to say to God. His friends, like I said, they, making him feel the type of way. And that's another thing to go against the grain, to where you'll continually just beat up yourself, keep thinking, looking for like a reason, and why you like going through a season, and how long you feel like that season should be, you done dictated to last. And man, sometimes you just gotta like put it in your mind that it ain't no rhyme or reason to it, just what it's gonna be, and just like that suffering that you may face, just what it is. God is in control, and that's the only thing you gotta stay in mind. Just like even when you're going through that suffering, like God is in control. So it's like whatever on the other side of it is gonna be on the other side, regardless. And whatever's gonna be in this moment is what's gonna be in this moment. So I can, still have my anger, still, go have my issue and go to him about it or whatever. But that's up to me to go to him about it, and that's up to me to make sure I'm, also um, figuring out ways for my own self to get through season. If it's gonna be what's gonna be, it's just gonna be what's gonna be. So ain't there's no me for me, for so long to like once I got it off my chest. Like I said, I think I feel like Joe. Like once you finally get off your chest, you just like, you know what? I done said I done spoke my piece. Cause sometimes everybody like praying ain't the answer. Sometimes sometimes it's like, man, I'm finna go. You gotta go to God's doorstep. I'm like, bro, I ain't here to pray. That's what I'm not here for. I ain't here to pray. I'm here to see what's good with you, and we need to chop this up because I'm ready for this to be over with. This suffering, like you need to like do what I did, what you done told me to do. Obedience, pray, fast, blase, like cut the plug. This is what I'm here for now. So man, it's all good to be that way, and I feel like speaking for myself, that's gonna be a weight off your shoulder. Let God know how you really feel, and then you can start, going from there. My chicken probably cool. About to go get here in the east to get something to eat, man. I appreciate for those who watched in and tuned in, and I hope y'all share this. I really do hope that y'all share this, and I hope y'all. I wish I had my laptop. I hope y'all comment on it, and yeah, I just hope everybody comment, and I really want to hear what everybody feel about that. Just for as like, were there moments? Had there been moments that you been angry with God, like hot, and then I want to know if you like let them know how you really feel. Like, did you sugarcoat it? Did you tuck your tail a little bit, as they say? Did you sugarcoat it? Did you like go to the doorstep and say, bro, I'm not feeling it type of deal, and went from there? But yeah, comment. I'm going to see y'all. Peace. Oh, yeah, Moody. I ain't going to lie. I paused there awkwardly just then because I thought I wasn't recording this whole time.